Hello everybody. If you're watching on the replay, thank you for tuning in. I'm working on one of these big guys tonight. And I've got a couple other things sitting around too that we're probably going to work on. This is the design that I did in my last workshop. The recordings for that workshop will be available soon. But if you took part in the last workshop, this was the half mandala, and then I just did it on the full one here. So I've got my chips, I've got everything I need to paint tonight, and let's just keep going. Now this one I'm probably going to actually have to set aside a couple of times to be able to, excuse me, to be able to work on other stuff and to let it dry a little bit so that I've got somewhere to put my hand. But until then, that actually might be right now. So let me rethink this. Now, what do I want to do? I have a few things prepped. Maybe you guys can help me. Hey, Tracy. Hey, Heather. So I've got a couple candle holders prepped. I've got all these letters prepped, and I really think it could be fun to play with these letters a little bit, I think. So there we go. And then we've got another smaller stone, slightly smaller stone. That's a 4.5 inch stone. And then I've got another trinket dish back there. So letters or trinket dish? Letters or trinket dish? So we'd start with the M, or I can work on painting this trinket dish. What do you think? What do you think? Help me make decisions. Let's see who can come to a decision first. Hi, Patty. How you doing? It's good to see ya. We've got some sunshine tonight. I wasn't expecting to get any sun, but we've got a little bit of sun coming in through the clouds. Letters is Tracy's vote. All right. Oh, David, vote for trinket. We are tied. Who's going to be the tiebreaker? So this was the half mandala that we did in the workshop, and I made it into a full mandala for this big ass stone. This is one of the new Happy Dotting Company 5.5 inch, 6 inch actually, I think, stone, which is really freaking fun. So we've got the choice of trinket dish, or I've got all the letters to spell mandala love affair. Another trinket vote. All right. 2 trinket votes, 1 vote for letters. Anybody else want to weigh in before we keep going? Letters or trinket dish? Patty's trinket dish. Don't worry, Tracy, we'll get to the letters eventually. It's good to see you, Sue. How you doing? Hi, Tina. All right, trinket dish it is then. Oh, we have 2 for letters, so trinket dish is only leading by 1. Hi, Tina. Tina, have you voted yet? Should I paint the trinket dish or the letters? Anybody else who's here? Let me know. So we've got, 1, 2, 3, 2. Yeah, so right now it's leading 3 to 1. Okay, so, 3 to 2. So that's 4 to 2. All right, trinket dish it is. Let's go. I'll still be doing the letters at some point, right? Like, we know that, right? All right. So what I think I want to do on this one. Now, I worked on a trinket dish on the live last night for the inspiration deck. Now, I keep those designs kind of private within the group for a good month or so. So I will show you that trinket dish eventually, but we'll do a slight variation on this one. I think it'll be kind of neat. I've got an idea. I bet, Sue. That's a lot. It's going to take some time to recover. All right, so let's have a look at, I've got the neon colors in my gouache paints, or I can do rainbow. I'm trying to look at what I already have made up as far as paint colors. So I'm thinking the gouache would be kind of fun, but I think that it's really thick now, and I think I need to, I'll need to add some, maybe some pouring medium, or actually just some more paint to that one. So I'll do some stirring and I'll see what we can do, and maybe we'll use the neon gouache again, because that could be cool. All right, so where are my bottles of paint? That is the other trick. What are you guys working on today? Anybody doing any painting today? Yep, vote for the gouache. Yeah, it's so pretty. So we'll go back and forth. When the stone is a little more dry, we'll come back there as well, to keep adding to that one. All right, so that's the purple. Let's see what we can do with these others. See if they are refillable or if they're still good the way they are. You're in bed trying to stay awake for a little bit longer? I'm glad you're able to come and hang out for a bit, David. Please know my intention is to get back to doing some other daytime lives, my time, so that I can hang out with you guys, so it won't be so late. It's just not in the cards right now, unfortunately, but hopefully soon. The day one flower pot should be done by tonight. I can't wait to see it. I'm so excited. Are you liking it? Are you happy with it? That was much easier than squeezing it out through that little tiny nozzle. Ding, ding, ding. I got a chance to sit down for about a half an hour before the live to do a little bit of painting. And it was really nice, honestly. I turned on my music and just kind of chilled a little bit and did a few swoops. But it was nice to get me ready for tonight and to be able to get the juices flowing a little bit. We are neoning tonight. Lit on the bed, doing some keychains. Oh, that's nice. Hi, Denise. So far, so good. G-Specs guy loves the day 2 one. He's claimed it. That's awesome. That's nice. It feels so nice when your people like what you've done too, eh? It feels so good. That's awesome. Now, we're going to use a couple paints that are not the neon gouache. Because I want to add a blue and a teal in. And I'm going to pull up, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pull up a design that I did in neons on a candle holder. Some of you guys might remember. Because I think I'd like to emulate that a little bit. So that, I think we're going to do quite a bit of blues and teals in there and really pump up the neon accents. Using Art Alchemy on the day 1. Ooh, how many different colors? Hi, Mandy. How you doing? It's good to see you. I'm just getting paint all over myself while I'm trying to fill up my paint pots and make sure we've got everything ready to start painting. We're going to paint this little trinket dish tonight, which I'm very excited about. I bought a mold and made these out of gypsum, and then I placed an order with Temu yesterday, and I ordered another one that's about twice the size. So I'm really excited to see what that one's like. Which colors of the Art Alchemy too? How many and which ones? Dun, dun, dun. For the wild fuchsia, is it wonderful? Oh God. Oh, there's such pretty paints. That's awesome. I can't wait to see it. All right, orange is done. Now we can move on to a yellow. Did you get a chance to see the pic I sent you just before the live? No, I didn't. I'm so excited to go see it after. Jinx was on a frog. No, I was using my timer tonight and I was painting right up until the very last minute before the live. So now that I've used these neon gouache paints, of course, I want to try all of the other colors, right? Which, that's going to be a fun collection to add to. And I want to try, there's a Canadian company that makes acrylic paints and acrylic gouache paints called TriArt. And I want to try them out too. So I might make a trip over to the art store one of these days and grab some. Hello, Rebecca. Hi, Sharon. Rosa Moore, rich turquoise, pure sunshine. Oh, it's going to be so pretty, Tracy. I can't wait to see it. That's amazing. The floaty frog that Beast is usually... Oh my God. Jinx was on it. In the pool? I think that was one of the first times when we first bonded, Christine? So I'm like, I want to swim in that pool with the dogs. I want to do that. That looks like fun. He sent me all the pictures from the pool birthday party. That was awesome. I was really excited too because I finally got a chance to sit and do some painting with some music on. So I've been able to listen to the new Jason Mraz album a little bit, start to get to know it, which has been really fun too. Kind of across. Yes, in the pool. Oh my God, that's amazing. I was told the TriArt paints are great, but the lady at the paint spot in Edmonton told me that their packaging isn't the greatest, so they dry up quicker. Good to know. Thank you. I'll keep that in mind. I'll make sure I've got some good storage containers to put them in before I go buying them and make sure that they're good and sealed up. That's awesome. Thanks, Rebecca. That's good to know. That's super good to know. All right, I gotta clear out some paint boogers out of this container. I use this color a lot. This is a Deco Art Crafters acrylic color in peacock blue. It's a thinner paint. So the only thing that I would caution you on using a thinner paint like this would be that sometimes it can crack while it's drying. For the most part, Deco Art Americana I find don't crack when they're drying. I'm sure it still has a lot to do with the environment that you're in, whether how humid it is and all of that stuff as well. But I've had really good luck with them not cracking. So what you can even do, if you're using a thinner paint, like one of the thinner Crafters acrylics in the Craftsmart brand or in the Deco Art Crafts or any other ones that you might find at a dollar or discount store, is you can always add in a couple of drops of a paint that you know doesn't crack, and it can help to work with that. Or you can add in some thick gel medium, and that will help to thicken it a little bit and help keep it from cracking. A slow dry medium is another option too. Hi Cindy, how are you? Hi Rose. I was on Good Morning America today. That's wonderful. I'll have to go on YouTube and try and find it and see it. Yeah, his tour starts tomorrow. The last date that he has announced is in August in Queens, New York. And all I keep thinking is, well, it's a nice quick jump from New York up to Toronto. So maybe we'll get lucky and see some more dates added, but he doesn't have any Canadian dates yet. So I'm interested to see if that changes soon. And you bet your arses I'm going to be up as close to the front for that show as I can possibly get. The new album is so good. It's so much fun, so dancey. Oh, that's exciting, Sue. You went to that store? GMA3? Okay, perfect. I'll have a look. Thanks, Tina. Coolio. Almost done with the paint stirring, and then we can actually get to painting. Give this a little stir, and then this one's good to go. And I'm going to just pull up the pattern for the other color scheme, just so I can see the image, and I'll show you guys the candle holder that I'm referring to so if you've never seen it before, or just to jog the memory. It's one that I made a pattern out of too, so you might be familiar with it. Hi Nancy, how you doing? Sorry for my arm across there, bear with me. I do want to kind of give a little bit of a disclaimer that we are expecting some thunderstorms tonight. And they're supposed to hit right around between now and 9 o'clock. So hopefully we'll be okay, but I just kind of want to give the heads up that there might be some issues with connection tonight, but hopefully we'll be all right. We shall see. Dun, dun, dun. I just have to find the picture that I want to work off tonight. Bear with me. Found it. So this is the color scheme that I'm going to work with tonight. So I'm going to put this off to the side. It's going to look a little bit different because I'm using different paints for a lot of it, but and that candle holder, there's a digital download on my website for that candle holder. I love the color combo too. Isn't it great? It's awesome. Oh, excuse me. Hi, Marianne. How you doing? All right. So now there are decisions, and I kind of want to do something really weird. You guys feel like doing something weird? I think I want to do something weird. Sky opened up with rain about half an hour ago. Just poured, slowing down now. I think that's probably the storm we're going to get at around 2 o'clock in the morning. Cindy, if I lose you due to the weather, that'll be okay. I'm in the midst of a resin storm myself. Oh, no. Oh, I need to do resin, and I just haven't had the energy to get ready for it. Hi, Barb. I hope you're going to be doing okay. We're here to support you through the resin storm. Yeah, do something weird? All right, I'm going to do something weird. Because I really want to. I really, really want to. Okay. I'm going to... Am I? Yes. All right, so I'm going to start with purple. And with purple, we are going to kind of go around the edge. Do something weird? Okay. Okay, so we're going to start up here. Okay. I don't know what it is I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to do the clock method still and see how I can do with that and if it helps me with spacing. I probably should have done some guidelines, but meh. Who cares, right? Oop. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do something around the edge, and then we're going to work backwards. So instead of a mandala that is going from the center outwards, we are going to go from the outside in. Somehow. I don't quite know how. All right, so I know this color isn't going to show up super great right now, but bear with me. Hi, Asha. How you doing? Good to see ya. What time is it there? I'm really excited to see what these trinket dishes look like in the larger size. I think they're going to be pretty cool. And I've got some pretty interesting ideas that I'm wanting to play with soon. July the 15th, if you have not already seen the post, I am going to announce the details for the next workshop. It is going to be an ornament painting workshop. And it'll be at the end of this month. So that'll all be ready, and I'm going to have about 30 new items going up in the shop, from wood panels to all these flower pots that I've painted over the last little bit. I've got some one-sided keychains, I've got some mugs, I've got a bunch of ornaments that are going to go up. There'll be some discounted products in there as well. There's going to be a few different things that I'm going to have a bit of a sale going on the website. And so that'll be from July the 15th till the end of the month. So that's exciting. I was trying to edit content today to try and get content organized so that I'd be able to show some work in progress stuff for the stuff that I'm going to be listing. And I made a list of all of the items that are going to be going in the shop, and I stopped at 32. So I'm going to work on those first, and then we'll see if I can make any more. All right. Doing great. Always great to hear your voice. I see a new project. Yes, we're starting something new. Got a few new things on the way, and then also I'm spending some time kind of tying in some loose ends, so we'll see. Workshop ornaments, the ornament workshop's going to be fun. I hope so too. We'll see if it can work out. I'll be doing more ornament workshops in the fall as well. Okay, so I'm going to put 2 dots in between each one of these. And I'm going to try and zoom you in and see how this goes. They're kind of cute, eh, Asha? I've only painted one so far, but it was really fun. This edge is kind of nice because I can line my tool up with the edge of the surface. And I mean, it's not helping me with my spacing clearly, but it's helping me keep them all the same distance away from the edge, which is kind of cool. What I'll typically do when I do a big row like this is when I get to the end and all of the paint's dry, if it's still bugging me that some of the spacing is off or bugging me that the sizing might be a little bit off, I'll go in and remove some dots or just dot over top of them once they've dried. Now all of these purple dots are going to end up getting neon pink top dots and neon maybe green tiny detail dots in between. So I am a little extra focused, so I promise I'll come back to the comments in a couple of minutes here. I love how it just gets brighter and brighter as it dries. This is such a cool color. The chalky matte finish when it dries too is really satisfying if you're into that like I am. I love the matte finish. Now during the workshop I did a neon flower pot and it looked really freaking awesome. And I ended up just adding a little bit of white paint to each of the neon colors. So it's almost a pastel neon pattern, and oh my gosh, the colors are amazing. So I might end up doing that one of these days with these gouache paints. Oops. Now there was the other thought I had in my head that I could have done these dots on the upper edge, and I'm honestly not quite sure why I didn't do that, but this just seemed like the way to go. Ooh, there's the black clouds coming in. Okay, just one second. Let me come back here. It's going to be a fun one, Tina. This is going to be a great workshop. Oh, yeah, absolutely. In the fall, I'm kind of planning on probably a few ornament ones, like at least 2 or 3. I'd like to do one in September probably, or at least the beginning of October. So people who are making gifts or who are wanting to fill their shop and get ready for vendor shows and stuff, that it could be some fun designs that could help with that too. So yeah, definitely be more. Jamie, I just want to say thank you for being you and sharing with us. Oh, that's really sweet of you, Rebecca. Thank you. I'm so grateful that you guys enjoy what I do here and that it's helpful, and you guys are such good therapy for me. So the fact that this does anything for you, and that makes me really happy. Big wins and lots of noise. Everybody okay though? What paints am I using? Many artists are using chalk paints for their base coats so they get a matte surface. Yeah, I want to try and buy some chalk paints and add to that a little bit and try some of that out. These particular ones are acrylic gouache paints. These are Liquitex brand gouache fluorescent acrylic gouache. Deco Art Americana has a really nice matte finish as well. The Gesso has a really nice matte finish. I've been very curious about some of the colors in the chalk paints, especially at some of them at Michael's. There's some nice decor paints there. I know they're a little bit thinner, but I think I might try to add a thickening gel and see what using some of them is like too. I think that could be really interesting. And I've got a matte gel so that I wouldn't lose that matte chalky finish. Yeah, it's so neat how bright they get. Oops, that one wasn't dry and I dotted over top of it and I made it pucker. So my spacing's a little bit off, my sizing's a little bit off, but you know what? It's not really bothering me too much. And it's the first one I've ever done this on, so I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it so far. That's an extra big space. So you know what, I'm gonna just throw that one in there just to mess up the numbers. That was a really dumb thing for me to do. Hold on, I'm gonna fix that. That was a really, really bad idea. I said I didn't care, but I do. I can't do that. It cleans off really nicely off of the gouache too. I don't really have a need to go in and, well actually I do because it's neon, but otherwise I wouldn't have really had a need to go back in. Oh, that's the wrong brush too. That's the one I wanted. Yeah, I said that I didn't care, but I do, so I'm gonna fix that. All right, grabbing a brush. I'm scrolling back. How long do you have to sign up for the last workshop? Still wanting to do it. So what I'm going to be doing is if you want access to the Facebook group and to be able to post and see other people's paintings and stuff, then you can actually still purchase a ticket now for that workshop because all of the lives are there. Now, I am, just like with the first workshop, after a couple of months, I am going to, or after a month, I'm going to sell access to just the recordings and not the Facebook group. And that'll be for a lower cost. So it depends on what you want to do with that. Oh my gosh, Cindy, I love what a big dork you are. You're my people. The consistency of these paints, and do you have to adjust for dotting? They are a little bit on the thicker side. But I haven't felt the need to adjust for thickness yet. They can be a little, I noticed the thickness being a little bit of a potential issue in swoops, kind of, but still hasn't been enough to make me want to try mixing anything with it. Like, I kind of look at it and go, oh, that might be a problem. And then it's never a problem, but there's just that feeling with the consistency. So I have not had to adjust these for consistency at all yet. Not yet. All right, so I'm going to let that dry and I'm going to start trying to kind of figure out what we're going to do here. I think I need my chalk pencil. We're going to start. How are we going to do this? I'm thinking. Okay, we're going to try something. We're going to go in with the blue. And we're going to go in with the smaller dotting tool. All right, let's see what we can do. Bought some Java chalk paint because it was clearance at Michael's. Just opened it. It's actually kind of thick. Oh, nice. That's cool. That's exciting. So I'm still gonna go around and do every other. But these dots are purposely gonna be smaller. But only by a bit. And I'm only going to go so far because I want to fill these in as I go. Because I'm lazy and I don't want to spin it too many times. So the purple dots are going to get hot pink top dots. These blue dots will get either teal or fluorescent green top dots. And then we're going to go weird. Oops. It's so fun to get a completely new shape to paint on every once in a while, because it really kind of challenges the juices a little bit. And there's a little bit of freedom feeling in there too, right? Of, you know what, I can just do whatever the heck I want, because if it doesn't work out, I'll soak it in water and I'll pull the paint off and try again. Oops, sorry guys. There's a couple of colors in the Deco Art Decor line that they have at Michael's that I've kind of been obsessed with. I bought one of them and it's like a dark khaki green, but they've got this dark mustard color and this lighter mustard color that I keep looking at, and I'm like, you know what, one of these days I'm buying those stinking paints because I need to try those yellows. So the dots in the curve are going to be a little closer together. And Audrey, this goofy cat, could be sleeping on any number of comfy beds. And what is she doing? She's sleeping on the floor on a piece of paper. Yeah, you can. It's a bitch and a half, Tracy. It doesn't just peel off super easy, but you can get some of it off. Some of it will peel off. And then if you get... if you go to Dollarama and they've got the sanding blocks there, and then you can sand it off and it'll just kind of help you peel the paint off. But I have used some, you can kind of use a little bit of elbow grease and peel it off. A Devon dotting mold. I'm using a generic one from Temu. I've seen a lot of resin trays with this tray too, with this mold too. So this is one that I got off Temu. You can get it off of Amazon as well. I ordered 2 of them so that I can do a little mass production in the pouring room when I can. Remind me, please, what your rules are for using your ornament patterns as examples for personal sales. As long as you don't tell anybody that you came up with the design, make and paint and sell whatever the hell you want. If you feel called to and would be so kind as to tag me, like if you post some ornaments and say, I painted these ornaments designed by Mandala Love Affair, that would be awesome. But you don't even have to do that. As long as you're not going and teaching with my pattern or telling people that, hey, look at what I designed. Sell, sell, sell. I've been standing like crazy person on a tea light. Yeah, soak it in some water for a bit. I haven't figured out what that master perfect amount of time is, Tracy, to soak it. But you can almost kind of like, you can almost use your hand on it and kind of do this and it'll start to pull off. I know you have absolutely no problem with that. So those are my rules. Can't teach with the pattern without my permission. And yeah. Other than that, no rules. Paint away. And part of it with the tagging is just because I'm nosy as shit too, right? I want to see what you guys made. Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, I've got a little container and sitting in the kitchen waiting for me to soak it of some things to pull the paint off. So when I do, I will, I'll do a video on it too. One thing to remember, you guys, when you pull the stuff out of your molds, this isn't about pulling paint off, but gypsum is still quite sandable when you first pull it out of the mold. And so if you have rough edges or anything, or if you've got bubbles on the bottom that you want to sand off, a lot of that will sand down flat for you. But it's also still strong enough that if you're trying to get paint off of it and you're sanding it, you're not going to really, it's going to take quite a bit to gouge the surface. Oops. Ding, ding, ding. I've almost finished painting your harmony pattern. Oh, fantastic. How did you like it, Tina? What colors did you use? Does the temperature of the water matter? I don't think so. I will be trying warm water, like not super hot. I'll be trying kind of lukewarm water. I'm trying to remember who I heard that from, because that is not my brainchild. Might have even been Marie. I know that I've had people tell me about soaking in water for stuff, get the paint off of ceramics. But I think it might have even have been Marie. Marie, if you watch this later, let me know if I'm right or if I'm completely off base. Purple's, of course, fantastic. Oh, good. I love that design. That one was one that I had originally started that design with the intention of it being the design for the first workshop. But then I realized that was when I had the intention of doing, day one is a mandala and day two is an adaptation to make it into a wraparound. And that one would have taken way too long for her to do in just one day. So I nixed it for that one. But I'm really enjoying the idea of doing something that's a little bit bigger, maybe a little bit more complex, and dividing that up over 2 days. I think that could be really interesting. All right, let me zoom out a little bit. All right, so now we've got that done. Now we're going to go to... Right, I'm doing weird. So we're going to do weird. We're going to do weird. We're going to do super weird. Because why the hell not? Right? Why not? Why not? I don't even know what that's going to mean for this, but we're going to try it anyway. All right, so you know what I think I should do? I feel like I had a plastic tape measure here. Screw it. Never mind. I'm not going to use a guideline. Screw it. All right. We're going to go about here. Too many decisions today. One. And we're gonna go two. Uh-oh. I just pulled up some of the gypsum with my sharp tool. Or not some of the gypsum, the gesso. Okay. And now we're gonna go green. Super weird should be. That's a really good idea. Make it weird. Make it really weird. Like really weird. We'll all end up just making ones that look like they're just covered in sperm. That'll be how we all make it weird. Whole bunch of swoops. That one's got some grungy stuff in it, so I'll have to redo that. All right, let's try this. Okay, and I'm gonna I'm breathing. Whew. Breathing, breathing, breathing. I'm actually trying to take a piece right out of that candle holder pattern. Okay. So now I'm going to use a teal. Nope, we're going to go with red here. Okay. Let me scroll back and catch up on comments. I know I've missed some, sorry. Speaking of your patterns, I'm finished up some rainbow paw print ornaments. Fantastic. That's lovely. Those are fun, eh? Hi, Lindy. It's so good to see you. Yes, definitely post pictures, Christine. I'm between projects right now. I don't like that it means I have to make decisions and design stuff when I'd rather just be painting. That's a really good point, and I feel that. I totally get that. So do you have any designs that you really would like to try and maybe recreate with just different colors that could help you? That's a tough one. That's where my inspiration deck comes in handy. So these neon red swoops will get fluorescent orange and yellow top swoops when they dry. I guess I'm not going super weird yet, but we'll get there. Your boxes are absolutely stunning, Lindy. They make me gasp every time you post one. They are so fun, eh? So actually, I'll let you guys know that those rainbow paw print ones, the one with the diamonds and then the rotating colors, that is actually going to be the designs we are going to do for the next workshop. So the next workshop, to help me kind of speed up my process so I can do another one soon, we are going to use an existing pattern. So that rainbow paw print pattern is already available on my website. And then that's the one we're going to do the workshop for. Oh my gosh, you're welcome. They're incredible. Every time you say super weird, I start singing Super Freak. That's amazing. I love it. Everyone will be looking at you like, why? Why is that song stuck in your head? And then the green swoops will end up getting yellow top swoops, neon yellow top swoops. All right, let's turn this around. I'm going to start working on a digital version of the inspiration deck. And come next month, I will have the option for if you don't have an inspiration deck, but you still want to join the card pulls, I'm going to have an option for that. It'll be a monthly subscription. It's going to be for like $2 US. All right. So now we are going to go in with some teal. Sorry, I got real quiet there for a minute, didn't I? That's better. Whew, all right, let's see. Yeah, sounds like a good idea. Awesome, thanks, Tina. I have another box to paint, but I want to try using Pabeo specialty paints, and they won't arrive till next week, so I'm trying to decide what to fill the time. Oh, that's cool. I've been practicing dimensional lines. Oh, that's exciting. So what are your options to paint on? Do you have a bunch of stuff prepped and ready to go, or? Nope, this is not working the way I wanted it to at all. So we're going to have to pause for a second, and it's okay because I've got ideas and I know exactly what we are going to do here. I don't know that I can verbalize it, but we're going to get this off of here. Nope, 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 not happy. Now some of it's already started to dry, so I am going to have to go in there and kind of peel some of it off of there, but the paint wasn't traveling right, and what was happening is on the background, for some reason, when I was dragging the swoops, it was actually pulling some of that base coat off, and that was really frustrating. And I think it was because I was just trying to ask the paint to do a little bit too much. So I'm just gonna get some of this off of here. We're trying not to get any dust into that green, just to get some of this off. And then I will, oh, look at that. Oh, it peeled right off. Son of a bitch. You know why? Damn it. I used regular paint on this instead of gypsum. All right, well, now we know, but that's okay. It's still fixable. The blue and the purple isn't still wet anymore. Crapola. All right, so I gotta shit. Okay, fixed it, sorry. All right, so we're just gonna go right over it with gypsum instead of trying to peel that paint off, and we'll be fine. It'll be fine. Everything's gonna be just fine. But then what I'll probably do is I'll put this one aside for just a little bit to let it dry a little, and we'll work on the large stone that I showed at the beginning of the live. And then we'll come back to this once it's dried a little bit more. Oh, shit. So these might be a little too smooth of a surface. Like, they're really, really smooth when they come out of the mold. So it might even mean that for something quite that smooth, it might be worthwhile to just give it a really light sanding with a really, really fine sandpaper, just to give it a little bit of tooth, because I think it's just because it was way too smooth coming out of the mold. So funny, it didn't happen on the other one, but I didn't pull a lot of paint off of the other one that I did last night either. Last night? Whatever night that was. All right, well, okay. We're okay. We'll put this aside and see what happens. Was I saying gypsum again? Yes, gesso. Gesso, 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 gesso. Yeah, I was saying the wrong thing again. All right, so we're going to let this dry for a few minutes, and we will bring back the big guy. So we'll set that aside for a few. Set the paints aside with it so that I know that they're all there. And we'll bring back this one. Yeah, what a bugger is right. Okay, I'm scrolling back. I'm going to take a minute, and I'm going to eat a chip, and I'm going to catch up on comments. You showed Marie your tools on Sunday and she was horrified. It doesn't take long before they build up, eh? Because I used to do a lot of tool decorative painting, I have a stash of wood that I can paint. Oh, that's nice. That's good. Hi, Audrey. I did mean gesso. All right, so we are going to do some swoops in light green. And then we're going to go in and probably fill in some more detail. But by the time we get done these swoops, the trinket dish might be good to go and paintable again. We'll see. So when I've had the base color come up when I use the really pointy tool, it's really humid in here today too. That probably has a little bit to do with it. Gesso is meant to kind of grip onto stuff, so that probably would have helped a little bit. But it could also be just that it's just really, really humid right now. So what I will do instead of using the really sharp puncture tool, this is where I would switch. I would honestly switch to a wood toothpick if I could put my hands on any, and I don't think I have any nearby in my drawers right now. But a really sharp wooden toothpick would be good because it won't pull up a lot of the paint and scratch the surface. But the micro dotter will also work because the micro dotter isn't quite as sharp. So that would be an option too. But until then, let's do some swoops here. And again, I'm going to grab another chip because I am hungry. All right. Here we go. Bugger. You are not behaving, paint. Is this what we're doing today, paint? Really? You okay, Audrey? All right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go down here. Sometimes I can get the paint to travel better when I swoop away from me. Hi, Audrey. So we're going to give that a shot. You're struggling with swoops tonight? Everything fighting back? Well, you're not alone. And I'm pretty sure I just dropped my chip into some wet paint, didn't I? Oh no, it fell in my lap. So much better. Oh my goodness, those chips, I just took them out of the bag and they're already starting to get stale and chewy. So bear with me 1 second. I'm just going to cover them up. I'll be right back. Sorry, folks. It was too important. Had to save the chips. So what's happening with swoops, Tracy? Anything we can help you with? Sometimes just everything fights back, right? All right, let's see how this does now. That's better. That's much better. That's friggin' terrible. What the hell, man? Struggling with you, Tracy. Struggling with you. All right, we're going to try a different theory. We're going to grab the tiny paintbrush. We're going to touch that up. We're going to let it dry. Going to take a painting break to go eat. Good. Go eat, and we'll see you next time, Christine. It was good to see you. Take care of yourself, please, and I will have a look at that picture after the live. All right. No, screw this. I'm just going to redo those dots after. All right. Screw you, green swoop. Let's try again over here. I worked on this stone actually not on a live. So this is the first time anybody is seeing this stone. Been attending to my daughter since she was... Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm so sorry, Asha. I hope that... Is she feeling better? Oh, I'm sending you guys so much love. That's okay, Rebecca. No worries. Sometimes my paint is too thick to do long swoops. It isn't the case. They're just not coming out nice. Let's go do another area. Yeah, right? That's what you sometimes have to do, is just move on to something different and come back to it after, right? Wow, that's a black cloud coming this way. All right. Well, see, now you were fine, weren't you? Just a little tiny... Oh. Sorry, my tool literally just jumped right out of my hands. As if it was alive. God. There we go. That's better, though. Oh, that's so hard, Ash. I'm so sorry. I know, I'm so sorry. I was sitting down with it the other day, and I'm like, I just need to paint something quick because I've got so many things that I need to finish, but I just so badly wanted to paint something different, and I thought, you know what? Let's see how this goes. And it's worked out pretty good so far. I know it doesn't happen very often that I start new projects without you guys. So I'm still going to use that little pointy tool sometimes to clean up little edges if I have to. Tell us a little bit about this stone. So the mold is from Happy Dotting Company. It's a 5.5-inch stone mold. I used gypsum to create it, and I'm using Deco Art Americana paints. And these are the same paints that I did that rainbow panel design. On the big square canvas. That panel, by the way, is going to be, that one and the big blue one, those are both going to be two of among the items that I'm going to put into my shop on the 15th. So shortly I will have pricing ready for those. I still haven't done that yet. I'm avoiding it. But that red panel and the big blue, they are coming. So if you've been waiting for those ones, July 15th is when they are coming. Sending so much love, Asha. Thanks, Melissa. Cindy's working on getting things finished too. You should make a video call. I think we totally should, Cindy, eh? Right? Little virtual high fives every time something gets finished. That'd be so good. Hi, Lynn. How you doing? Oh, that was a good one. Ooh. If only we could get the two sides to match. Well, that was a good one too. Couple good ones. They're behaving a little bit better. Loving the colors. Can you tell me which they are, especially the green? There are 12 different colors that I have here, and I apologize, I don't have them all set aside, but the green is Deco Art Americana in Sour Apple. And I think I might have used a Craft Smart in there too. There's a couple Craft Smarts and a couple off-brands, but 90% of them are Deco Art Americana. And yeah, this green is called Sour Apple. And it's fantastic. I love this color too. All right, it's about to get black out, guys. The big cloud is almost above us. So once these ones are done, then that's going to be the core of the design, and then it's going to be a matter of going into the previous sections and filling in space that is empty with some more swoops. So what I haven't decided is whether I'm going to do those extra swoops in gold to bring out some of that gold accent that's on there. I think that would be kind of nice, but I might add some color too. Yeah, we'll figure that out, Cindy. I'll look at my calendar for the next few days and I'll figure out when I'm actually going to have scheduled time to sit down and do stuff, and let's definitely do that. That would be wonderful. Making a ton of progress this week, but momentum is slowing for sure. Oh, I do want to try one of those, Asha. I really want to try one of those big ones. Devin Dotting has a great tea light candle holder mold too that's like a 16 centimeter one. I want to try that one too. That one's going to be a big beast. It's definitely on my list. Oh. There we go. The gesso on the trinket dish looks like it's almost dry. So with a little bit more time, we should be able to play with it a little bit more again. So what have you been working on, Cindy? Brag about the stuff that you've gotten finished. The progress that you're making. Tell us about it. Let us celebrate with you. Oh, that's a big gloppy paint booger. Considering that these paints have been in this container since I did that big square panel with the rainbow tile kind of design, I'm really impressed by these paint excuse me, by these paint pots. So thank you, Jan. They haven't dried out a lot. Hell yeah. Tell us. Tell us what you've done. Tell us what you've got coming up. I know there's a lot of people out there doing Christmas in July events and sales and everything. So if you guys are doing one, then make sure you stick that in the comments. If you're doing workshops or markets or any of that stuff. Christine, oh, Christine's gone. That looks really cool. Looks really neat. I'm going to add more color. I'm going to add a little bit of gold for some of it, but for the most part, I'm going to add more color. Yep. But I am going to let this, we're going to do the gold double peak dots on the end of those teal swoops. And then we'll let this dry for a little bit. Thank you for the blessed poos. Thanks, Tina. 2.5 years of coaster sets, fake skulls, jewelry boxes, cactus rock pots, vinyl record panels, all need touch-ups and resin. Well done. Well done, Cindy. That's one hell of a list. We will keep cheering you on. Oops. Oh, dropped a tool. So what I'll do is I'll wait for this to dry completely, and then I'll start going in from the center and start adding in the extra color. And I'm going to come up with some kind of a pattern for it so that I can use the pattern to help me determine the colors that I'm going to use. So sorry, let me get you on a better angle here too. This gets in the middle of their screen for you. I love hearing about what you guys are working on. Years worth of training to do. I don't know why I just can't do it. Oh, resining. I was going to say training. What are you training for? It is scary, especially when you're putting resin on a piece that you've put a lot of effort into. And look at this dumbass move. I didn't put the line of green dots in there. Son of a bitch. That'll be the Easter egg for this piece, is that one section that doesn't have the line of green dots. No, that's not true. You know I'm gonna do something about that, right? So I'm gonna pull this one off. Now the stone should fare a little bit better. Still might pull off and get right back down to the gypsum, but it doesn't usually peel off on the stone. It's usually rough enough of a surface. Oh, and I just stuck my hand in cold paint over here. Crap. That's all right. That one came off easy enough. Ooh, someone's cooking something. I can smell something yummy coming through the window. I'll go walking through the apartment building later, see if I can find it, see if it's somebody I know. All right, I'll grab the tiny paintbrush and cover up those couple spots. Make sure I haven't touched anything else. And then we'll let that dry and we'll go back to the trinket dish. Because the paint has been in that container for a little while, I might grab some of the paint and add a little bit more fresh from the bottle and see if that might help a little bit. So bear with me. Because I'm wondering if that's why I was fighting with it a little bit, was because it was maybe just a little bit thicker. And I don't want to add pouring medium to it because it is a matte finish. So we'll see how this does. There's something in here though. What is that? Some little gloppy goodness. There we go, that's better. Whoop. All right, back in the water. Do this up. Yeah, it's always terrifying, right? To do the resining. Ah, thanks, Lynn. So has everybody here seen the rainbow tile panel piece that I did? Because that's what these colors are from. If you haven't and you want to see it, let me know and I'll go grab it. Hey, Mandy. Noticed that, but thought maybe you're waiting for something to dry. I was waiting for that to dry because I had to redo it because I had to redo the swoop, but I totally forgot that I was waiting for it to dry and still had something to do there. Just pulled right in. Was I saying gypsum again? Son of a bitch. I really don't like that word. I guess I don't. My brain just can't take it. Oh no, I can't do it. Oh, smoked pork chops. That sounds fantastic. I wish that's what I was smelling. Hi, Heidi. How you doing? Yeah, so that's the colors that I'm using. There's 12 colors in total. It's this little section of color here. So it's the blue that I was this blue that I was struggling with on the swoop. So I'm going to add a little bit more paint in there and see if I can thin it down just a little bit. All right, so I'm going to move this one out of the way. We'll bring the Trinket dish back in. We'll let the stone dry, and I will find the paint. And you know what I'm actually going to do is I'm actually going to dump this paint back into the bottle, give it a good shake, and then it'll be fresh. It's a way to cheat sometimes. All right. Give it a shake. The mind needs a pouring medium to thin it out. No kidding, right? To slow it down. The pouring medium for the mind is meditation. All right, so I'm just going to give it a really good shake, and then we'll fill that back up, and we'll see if this actually helps or not. But it's okay, because I've got an idea of how... Yeah, if we're going weird, we're going to go back to the weirdness. I was trying to follow a pattern. That was the problem. So let's not follow the pattern and see what happens. All right, let's try this. Just gotta swap out my cloth here, bear with me. Getting paint all over my hands. So instead of going up from the top, we're just gonna come down this way instead. All right. Doris is here. Hi, Doris. Good to see ya. I'm going to do all of the left-hand side ones. And then we'll go through and do all the right-hand side ones. That looks better. All right, let's try the right-hand ones now. This one. Now these few are the ones where we already painted over once with gesso. Oh my God. Gesso, not gypsum. So that's what we were waiting for it to dry. They almost look like little birds. All right, now we're going. Oh, that one had another blue in it. So we're going to add another blue. We're going to use this blue. This one. All right, let's try this. Ooh, I am. I'm saying gypsum all the freaking time. Gypsum everything. It's infuriating. Much better. Much, much better. Oh, shit, though. I just scraped off some more of the gesso. I have to say it slowly. Do you guys ever watch Jeff Dunham? And he has Peanut. And Peanut was talking to Bruno in the audience. And, hey, Bruno, you'll like this joke. It's simple. I talk to myself like that. Oh, yeah, rocket ship, totally. Yeah, this is going to be my Star Trek badge shape, eh? I know, I said gesso. Woohoo! Yay me! It's the simple things. Oh, geez. Cat hair everywhere, man. Oh, my goodness. This one has a lot of cat hair in the little container. I keep pulling more cat hair out of there. There we go. Let's see if that works better. All right, that one's done. Now we can move on to the dark blue again. Silence! I love that. Dunham. It's so good. I love Walter, too. And I like the jalapeno pepper. On a stick. Close the door. I'm chilly. Jaffa. He's so good. All right, let's keep going. How are we doing for time? 9:30. We're doing all right. Oh, paint boogers everywhere. All right, now we try again. Oh, I scraped some off again. See that little white spot there? Scraped off the base coat. We're doing okay, Asha. We're hanging in. Mom is getting over gout right now, so she's been in an awful lot of pain for the last couple of weeks. But she seems to be doing a little bit better. She was able to get up and see Dad, which is good. It's the first time, today was the first time she's been able to get up to see Dad for a couple of weeks, so he was really happy to see her. His sister came to visit him yesterday, which was really nice. Yeah, he's doing all right. He's doing okay. Hanging in. Thank you for asking. Now I'm probably pulling bits of gesso. I was going to say it again. I was going to say gypsum again. I'm pulling it off probably because it wasn't dried fully after I made that correction earlier. Oh, it's so painful. Yeah, I felt awful for her. She's been so frustrated, right? She hasn't been able to do anything. And not being able to go see Dad has just been really difficult for her. But he was sure happy to see her today. All right, so there we are. So next to that one, now we are going to go to purple. Yeah, looks kind of neat, eh? Yeah, this is really neat. All right, we're going to try something. See how this goes. Oh, I like that. That's cool. All right. Chunky Monster, here we go. Remembering that all of the purple is going to get hot pink top dots or top swoops. So once these purple ones and the purple around the edge dry, they will get the hot pink. So the hot pink is going to stand out a bit more than this purple does. Let's see. I'm glad to hear that. We need to learn from them that they only live one day at a... Exactly, right? One moment at a time. One moment at a time. The quote that's kind of in my mind a lot is, the only thing that exists, that actually exists, is this moment. Right? The future doesn't exist. It's not happening yet. The past doesn't exist because it's not happening anymore. The only thing that actually exists is this moment. And in this moment, nothing bad is happening. You loving the weird? Yay. Yeah, this is fun. Okay. So what do you think? Do you think with trinket dishes it's important to have a smooth, flat surface, or would we want to leave the texture on a surface like this? I'm thinking the texture could be kind of cool. Being present takes a lot of practice. Yes. Absolutely, Tracy. Absolutely. It does. It takes a lot of practice. It's hard work. It's a skill. And that's the other, Mom and I say it all the time, you know, this is what my intention is. My intention is to show up and be present and show up as a person that I want to show up as. And some days I'm really good at it, and some days I suck at it. And that's okay. Because the days that we suck at it, we sure get a big reminder, right? Texture is A-okay for this? Okay, cool. Well, that's what I was wondering. I'm thinking that I might not resin it. This paint has such a really nice matte finish that I don't know that I want to resin it. I think I just want to protect it with some matte varnish. I'll probably protect it with the matte Mod Podge because it'll be a little bit more durable, I think. But yeah, this is cool so far. Okay, I'm going to put that in the middle. And now we're going to play with the ends. So yeah, I haven't completely decided yet, Asha. It's always a possibility that I'll do resin, but I'm not 100% sure yet. Not completely sure yet. All right, we're going to keep going. I'm going in with the red. Just going to do the ends for now, because I'm not completely sure how I want to translate this onto the sides. I want the ends to really be the focal point and the sides to just be some filler, really. So we're going to start to pull these off into the side. I facilitate wellness conversations at work. I tell them when they come in the room, there is no place else you need to be. And then they get a call and leave the room. Yes, totally banning them. And then, yeah, there is that risk that nobody would show up if they couldn't bring their phone with them. But it's not a bad thing. Put it on silent and put it in a basket or something. That's really interesting, Tracy. So just taking care of the employees and making sure that they're talking and being heard. All right. I'm gonna try this. looks cool. Oh, that's fun. All right. Nope, that one's a paint booger. Damn it. Ooh, huge paint booger. That's a huge ass hair with a lot of dried paint on it. Try again. Oh, one more. Bubble. That's the other thing, right? Remember? That's our game. Bubble or booger? Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay, now we're good. Now to do the other side. Let's see. They have difficult jobs and run from one crisis to the next without having time to process the impact on them. Oh, wow. Tracy, I'm sorry, I've never asked what industry. Do you mind sharing? They're lucky to have you, Tracy. Wow. That's tough. That's wonderful that you do that. Oh, perfect. We'll definitely set up something soon, Cindy. I'll touch base when I know my schedule for the next week, and we'll pick some time. That's got to be really tough, Tracy. The first thing that popped in my mind was EMT or something, so that was close but not the same. But wow, lots of trauma there. All right, I gotta move my cloth. So we're gonna sign off in about 10 minutes, you guys. However, this has been really, really cool. And I'm excited to see it dry so that we can do some top dots and top swoops. That's going to be really fun. Got a bubble there. So don't forget to mark your calendars for July the 15th. That's when the new workshop tickets will go on sale. And there'll be a whole bunch of fun stuff showing up in the shop. All right, so now I'm going to go with the light blue. Not completely sure what I'm doing here, but again, we're gonna go with some weird. Just open up all of my paints and see what we can do here. Is it too far to put a big swoop from the purple swoop to the dot in the middle? No, it wouldn't be. What about a diamond? Good night, Christine. Could do a diamond in there. Or we could do another reverse set of the red and green, maybe even. But a big blue one would be nice in there, eh? Maybe, Tracy. I'm going to grab the green. The diamond, you think? That looks all right, eh? I think that looks kind of neat. Just started the long goodbye, right? Jamie, are you only using Liquitex gouache on this paint, or other brands are also present? The teal color is Deco Art Americana, and the royal blue is a color called Peacock Blue in Deco Art Crafters acrylic paints. All of the others are the neon acrylic gouache. So the only acrylic gouache that I own right now are the neon ones. I hope to get more and use some that aren't the neons too. All right, so now we're gonna try the other side. I love swoops so much. They're so my happy place. Okay. So now we'll go over here. This is fun. This is really friggin' fun. Not bad considering there's no guidelines. I'm pretty pleased with that. There was the potential for it to be very, very off-center. Just found some new paint. It's by Plaid. It's called Stained Glass. Ooh. Ooh. What does it do? So it makes it all transparent? Like, what is it? What have you been painting on? Are you painting on glass? What? Tell us more. So what should I do? Let's do a big blue diamond right in here. See how that looks. All right, I gotta grab my blue and I'm gonna grab my, oh, I know what we'll do. Exactly. Inquiring minds want to know. Painting on a glass bottle, then it comes with black for the... Oh, cool. Oh, Doris, that sounds fun. Oh, crap. Something new to try. All right, so right about halfway, it looks like about there. So I want to go just above. I'm going to add a crap ton of paint. All right, so I'm going to grab the micro dotter. That's a little gnarly, but... Making it too pointy was a mistake. That's better. It's a big bastard. I really don't like it. I'm sorry. You can't do it. I'm messing this up. I've got another idea that we'll try though, because I've got a way, I think I have a way to do something kind of like that, but we'll do some swoops. Can't do it. Can't do it. That was just getting worse the more I played with it. All right, this will be the good stopping point. I will put the black gesso. I said gesso, yay! I'll put the black gesso on, and then we'll try that again. Yeah, I can't wait to see it too. That's gonna look awesome. Sounds really fun too. All right. All right, so we're gonna let that dry. Work on that next time. But otherwise, an interesting start anyway. A very interesting start. You know what I think I might even do is I might even do some walking dot petals in here coming up into the middle. Right, like if we do a big blue center dot and then some walking dots, that could be kind of cool. Good night, you guys. Thanks for coming to hang out. I'll be live on TikTok tomorrow night from 8 until 11 p.m. Eastern. So if you want to come hang out, I would love to see it. I have no freaking clue what we're going to be doing, but we'll work on this. We'll finish the big stone, and we'll probably start on some letters, some of the letters, which will be really fun because we can spell it whatever we want. I have more letters, and we can spell anything. We don't have to spell Mandela Love Affair. Yeah, putting more gypsum on, Jesus, right? Oh, you're welcome, Tracy. Let me know how you make out with it, okay? Bye, Melissa. Good night, Tina. Thank you, everybody. Lots of love to you, and we'll see you again really soon. Mwah!